Hi Questers, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so it's time. Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 10, the finale, Hegemony. I wonder if this is the one with the Gorn in. So, I mean, right at the beginning, they showed that there was a Gorn ship approaching Federation space, or had just entered Federation space, and it's taken us 9 episodes to get there. I don't know about you guys, but I think they really need to work on that. There's a lot of stuff. There are a few episodes in this series that are not that great, and we could have done without them. So I just hope this is a really good episode. I really do. Subspace Rhapsody for me wasn't that great. I know I appreciate that there are people out there that loved it. It's just it wasn't my kind of thing. I mean, it made me cringe. It actually sent a shiver down my spine and gave me goosebumps. So you're welcome to your opinion, but I'm welcome to my opinion. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Just don't give me shit about it. Okay, guys, so let's get into this, shall we? Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 10, Hegemony. Okay, so I did say it earlier on in this video that I hope this is a good episode, but there's one thing that Paramount have done with the Gorn that I do not accept. I do not like the fact that they fucked the Gorn up so much, then I like to call them the Magorn. Those of you that don't know about and haven't seen Andromeda, the Magog are a race of dark beings that eat sentient life forms, but they also inject through a bite larvae that then sit in the stomach and then hatch and then proceed to eat the birthing creature. So I call the Strange New Worlds Gorn, the Magorn, for that reason. And that's pretty much one of the worst things that they've done with Strange New Worlds. But I just wish they didn't, because the Gorn were never like that in canon, in my opinion. They're just a reptilian race, They're the kind of race that would ally themselves with the Klingons. It makes sense. But okay, let's get into this. Right, so we're starting off. Let's do this. Okay, so this episode has already generated questions for me, and it just goes to show that they're not putting as much money into the show as we expect. I mean, they put tons of money into visual effects and stuff like that, and this episode is just showing that they were really low on money. They run out of it, which is fine, but I'm not going to say too much about what I'm thinking right now, because I want to do another video to talk about it at a later date, but definitely raises questions. So Captain Patel obviously is giving Nurse Chapel a ride to her new job, essentially. So Chapel seems to have left the Enterprise now, which is fine by me. I don't have a huge issue with the character. Just the fact that it hasn't been clarified at this point if she is actually part of Starfleet, because when she appears in TOS, she's wearing blue, so she's wearing a Starfleet medical uniform in TOS when we do see her, but in Strange New Worlds she's wearing white, and white didn't appear in canon until the motion picture. Now, a lot of people will actually say that I'm probably nitpicking. I am, but it is a serious point that I'm trying to make, because there, I thought that when they did the episode with the Klingon, where they had the flashbacks to that battle, they should have been using Discovery uniforms. Now, I can understand that they wanted to move away from Discovery as much as possible for Strange New Worlds, but if they want to move away from Discovery, then the nurses and medical staff should not be in white, should they? Because that's a Discovery thing and a motion picture thing. So they should all be in blue, technically. But, you know, a lot of people say I'm nitpicking, and yes, I may well be, but I mean, it doesn't change the fact that I'm right, you know. So, I mean, her being in the white uniform and, you know, being introduced in season 1 as a specialist, a civilian specialist, not Starfleet. So, I just wanted to get that out there again, because this is clearly before Batel sees the Gorn ship come into the atmosphere, and she's on a call to Pike, so I'm guessing this is where that's how Pike knows that they're under attack, and will automatically head straight there before getting orders from Starfleet, I assume. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's too soon right now. It's too soon to decide whether this is a good episode or not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when the Magorn get there. Okay, so while they were on the call, they lost the signal, and Patel asks one of her crewmen if they're having trouble with comms, and he contacts is it Cayuga or the Cayuga, and doesn't get a response, but they hear a noise, but look up, and I'm assuming that this is one of their shuttles from the ship. That's clearly damaged and coming in for a crash. So, yeah, I'll be back in a second when clearly the Gorn are there. The Magorn have arrived. You can't clearly see much of the ship, but there is a very clear Independence Day scene where the shadow of the ship is actually casting over them as it's moving, which is interesting. But okay, so I assume at this point the Cayuga has been destroyed or damaged beyond repair or something, or severely crippled. Yeah, okay. Still got the questions from earlier, but like I said, I'll do another video to talk about them. Okay. Now they had a silly communication between Pike and an admiral. It just happens to be the same admiral that's the former captain of the Enterprise, but you know, never mind. He was saying that the Gorn have attacked a colony outside of Federation space, but at the same time, they have attacked and destroyed a Federation vessel. So they have attacked and destroyed a Starfleet vessel. That alone, even in international waters in existing around now, which is what this would essentially be. This would be essentially an attack on a military vessel or a Starfleet vessel, because they're not technically military, are they? But they are. In what is essentially international waters. So technically, destroying that ship is an act of war. So the Gorn have openly attacked a Federation vessel, which, like I said, is definitely an act of war. But the Admiral is saying that, you know, attacking the colony is not an act of war, but attacking a Starfleet ship in orbit, isn't that an act of war? I mean, that's like the US Navy having a carrier in, say, the South Pacific, and the Chinese attack it, sink it, and then leave, would America consider that an act of war? Because I'm pretty sure that they would consider sinking an aircraft carrier or any ship of the U.S. Navy. That would be a war, an act of war, right? So essentially, the Federation at this point will now be in a state of war against the Magorn. Okay, so we've seen this in the trailer. That's definitely the Cayuga saucer. And Chapel is on board because, well, we can't kill Chapel off because she's an established character in a later Star Trek episode. So she can't be killed off because she is an established character. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that I like the fact that the Cayuga is basically a Constitution class. I think that if there was only supposed to be 12, this is a quote from TOS, there are only 12 of her type, so there are only 12 Constitutions built at the point of TOS. So it's funny how they keep running into Constitution classes, isn't it? Or the non-Constitution class that uses Constitution parts. Now, why have I got Monster Monday open? It's weird. I didn't notice that before. So the Gorn have sent the Federation, or Starfleet, this map, and it clearly shows that the planet is on the other side of the red line. And it shows that there is a red line that encompasses the debris field for the Cayuga, but not the moon of the planet, not the planet's moon. So clearly, if they go inside the circle, the red circle, which is offset from the planet, by the way, then the Gorn will attack. But it's interesting the way that they've put that. So they've established that the red line going across the map is basically considered their territory, right? But the red ring is like a no-go area for Starfleet. So it's very convenient that everything is on the other side of a red line, isn't it? We'll see where this goes, because clearly this is going to be the mission where Ortegas is going to almost crash the shuttle entering orbit. So, okay, let's get back to it. Okay, this is an issue for me. Not the fact that Ortega's piloting the shuttle, but look how close she is to the yoke and the throttle. She's got a backrest there. Now, the backrest would support you when you're maneuvering. So I don't understand why she's not touching. Now, I can understand it's an on the edge of your seat situation, but a pilot wouldn't be on the edge of her seat. Should be up again, should be supported by the backrest so that she can pull maneuvers. So it's an issue for me. Maybe she's sitting on the chair, but the chair's too big for her. Maybe I know Ortega is actually quite short. See what I mean about the issue? She's still leaning forward, keeping control of the shuttle. Everyone else is being forced back into their seat. So it's an issue. It's an issue. I mean, how could a director not notice that problem? I mean, look how far her legs are spread apart. So there is definitely no pedal for yaw control. It's just pitch and roll. So where's the yaw? I mean, any flight vehicle needs a yaw. Needs to be able to yaw left, yaw right, right? Hi Questers, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate everything you guys do for us. It's outstanding, the show of support that I'm getting. But I mean, there are a few things that you can still do for me. If you can just please remember to hit that thumbs up if you like my content, and it seriously helps us out with the algorithm and gets spread out to a wider audience. And please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, guys, when I get the 50 subscribers, I'll be doing my first live, and I hope you'll enjoy that when I do it. But yeah, and also you can comment down below, Questers, and I will reply or respond either directly or in a future video. So please, guys, live long and prosper, and stay safe. Another issue. Their tactical vest lights are on and they're trying to be covert. You can't be covert when you've got a bloody light shining off your shoulders. They have this... They're obviously using the tricorder to locate a signal, and as they get close to it, they have a sound that's getting quicker and quicker. And this scene just reminds me so much of the scene in Aliens, where they're searching for survivors in the colony. So I think I can see where they're getting that stuff from. And again, they've got the shoulder lights on their tactical vest when they've got a perfectly good torch on their rifles. So, I mean, use one or the other, guys, not both. It just doesn't make sense. It's not very tactical. And, I don't get why they can't get it right. I mean, you'd think that they would be trained to use, stealth tactics and stuff like that as part of Starfleet. I mean, especially after they fought a war with the Klingons. But I don't know. It's just the fact that the sound and the scene reminds me so much of of Aliens. It's just crazy. I don't know why, it just does. But there are a lot of Gorn babies around, which is weird. We haven't seen an adult Gorn yet. So all we've got at the moment is the Magog, or Magorn. So they get trapped by this Starfleet engineer with a Scottish accent. Is this Scotty? Are they going to say that this is Scotty? And it is. It's Montgomery Scott. Ah. So in season 3, we're going to get McCoy. Captain Patel is safe and barely injured. I guess at some point we're going to end up going back to the saucer and saving Chapel. So they came up with an idea to use the saucer section to destroy the device on the planet that's preventing them from beaming or scanning or communicating. So yeah, clearly Spock wanted to volunteer for it, but I wonder if Spock believes that Chapel may be on the source on the saucer section. We know she is. We saw it in the trailer, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. On the planet, Pike, Patel, and Scotty are headed to Scotty's shuttle, and they're going to retrieve a piece of equipment that may help them hide the other shuttle from the Gorn. So, Chapel is alive! Yay! Okay, so she's managed to restore life support for an hour, and she gets a glimpse of the Enterprise out the window. So she knows that all she needs to do is let them know that she's there. She's got a flashlight, so why doesn't she... Maybe she doesn't know Morse code. But then she knows everything else, so... So there's a Magorn hanging from the ceiling trying to put in a command code. And it keeps failing. Keeps becoming back invalid. Is that some sort of EVA suit for the Gorn, maybe? It does look like armor plating. Which is interesting. Just try and get a bigger image for myself. Yeah, it's definitely some sort of EV suit, isn't it? Um, to be honest, if that's supposed to be an adult Gorn, it doesn't look particularly tall, does it? I mean, I thought they're quite big creatures, aren't they? So, um, I guess it's interesting to see an adult Gorn for a change, but they're not Gorn, they're Magorn. So the young Gorn that was on the shuttle um, faced up to Batel, and Batel faced up to it, and I get the impression that Batel's been bitten and maybe had some eggs implanted, so the Magorn left her alone. Spock, there's something behind you. Oh god, it's inevitable, isn't it? I mean, knowing that there was a Gorn on board, why would there only be one? So is it possible that this attack is solely to try and get access to a Starfleet ship's computer to maybe get tactical or strategic information? Quite possible. Extremely possible. Okay, so this one is definitely much bigger than the previous one we saw on the saucer section. So yeah. Obviously this must be a mature one and the other one maybe an adolescent? Possibly? So yeah, so they will turn around and just watch this thing falling through the atmosphere. Okay, I guess. Would it not be better for them to try and make their way back to the Enterprise? I think that would make more sense. I mean, because they can't use the transporters until that thing is destroyed, right? Damn it! That was actually a pretty good ending. We're going to have to wait until season 3 now, I expect. There's no evidence that there's going to be another one until season 3. But the issue is that it could be late 2020, late next year or 2025 before we get to see it because of the writer's strike and the actor strike. So it's hard to know whether they've actually got it filmed already. I kind of hope they do, but it felt like they were going to do this, but I don't know. But we now have Scotty on the Enterprise. Oh god. That's frustrating. That really is frustrating. But all in all, it's not a bad episode. It's pretty good towards the end. I still don't like the idea of the Magorn, but yeah, I guess we'll have to wait until next season. So, okay. So until next time, guys. If you like my content, please hit that thumbs up, give us that like, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, share wherever the hell you like. And also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter. You can find me on Rumble and Patreon. And yeah, you can also find me on Discord if you want to chat. So yeah, until next time, guys. Live long and prosper. Take care. Stay safe.